r/AskReddit. Normal redditors that dated a celebrity, what was it like? A fairly close acquaintance of mine at the time went on a few dates with Natalie Portman when they were both at Harvard around 2002. He said she was exceptionally down to earth, genuine, and very engaging. Rosario Dawson liked 2 of my tweets once, so you could say it was getting pretty serious. Just drop out already, Senator Booker. My mom had a dinner date with George Clooney in the 90s. She didn't really say much apart from the fact that he's an interesting and charismatic guy, but she honestly didn't think he was going to blow up. My best friend's mom worked with him years ago, their early 20s or college age-ish. He was a shoe salesman, she was security. Said he talked about wanting to act and get famous and everyone doubted him, but he was always nice to everyone, and a likable guy. Not a date, Paresi, but I had a nice quiet dinner with Samantha Fox in her hotel room in Toronto in the 80s. She was in town for a show, and I was attached to her security detail. She asked me to eat with her, because she didn't want to go out, but hated eating alone. Sweet girl, kinda sad too. Lonely. This thread has taught me that as an aunt I really need to up my dating game, so my nibblings will have better stories. A family friend's mom went clubbing with Lady Gaga. Afterwards, Gaga asked if she knew who she was. Friend's mom had no idea. This is my favorite one so far. It's endearing to think of someone hanging out with Lady Gaga and having zero clue who she is. How did she end up clubbing with Lady Gaga? Was this a long time ago? Were they not being mobbed by people? Just trying to imagine the circumstances that led to this, and can't. Reminds me of my best friend's dad. He was volunteering at a local festival/concert many years ago, and in search of a bathroom he wandered into the backstage area. At that time, Velvet Revolver was a thing, and they were the show's headliners. So my friend's dad ends up back there, and the band is slowly getting ready for when it's time for their set. Friend's dad asks / where the bathroom is, and / points it out. Friend's dad takes a piss, then comes back and smokes a cigarette while making small talk with / then heads back. Had no idea who he was hanging out with. My aunt lived down the street from Leonardo DiCaprio when she was a kid. He was her first kiss. She was 12, he was 13. It was behind the school gym. Apparently he was a really nice kid. She moved away before he started landing roles, totally lost touch. Not me, but my aunt dated Matthew McConaughey before he was famous. He ended up getting invited to her wedding to my normal uncle and proceeded to pass out drunk in the back of my family's car. He refused to leave, and now my dad refuses to watch his movies. My aunt kissed Gordon Lightfoot in a bathroom at one of his concerts. I'm guessing there was probably more, but she didn't elaborate. She probably went down like the Edmund Fitzgerald. I have a family friend who dated Daniel Radcliffe. I was 7 at the time they dated, and a huge Harry Potter fan. I don't remember much aside from the fact that he was a really sweet guy. On my 8th birthday, my family friend told Daniel it was my birthday and he texted me a personal happy birthday message despite never having met me. Absolutely made it the best birthday ever. My mom was really good friends with Andre the Giant, Andrei Rousimov, because he used to frequent her place of work. According to her, he was the sweetest, most gentle man she ever met in her life. She misses him. Not me, but my aunt dated Weird Al Yankovic when she was in her mid-20s. I wasn't alive back then, but my family tells me he was a genuinely funny person in a way you wouldn't very much expect. I can't personally give any examples, but my dad and aunt have plenty of stories. One of my much older cousins actually has a signed guitar that Al played with in a live show. My aunt and Al met from my dad being a radio DJ as a teenager, and he met a lot of celebrities through that. Mostly 90s and early 2000s pop and country stars, but anyways, the station my dad worked at threw Weird Al a birthday party, and my aunt just happened to be there, and they ended up together for a decent amount of time. Every once in a while Al will come into town to say hi to her. Even though they aren't together, they are still friends. And no, Al isn't cheating on his wife with my aunt. My aunt's a strong married Christian, and I'm more than 100% sure she wouldn't do that. One of these days I might end up meeting him, which I think would be pretty cool. My college roommate's cousin, I believe, went on a date, maybe multiple dates, with Army Hammer, before he blew up in the social network, and apparently he forgot all about the date or dates they went on, and when he tried to reintroduce himself to her at another encounter, she said something along the lines of, "I know, we used to date. Pretty sure the guy's married now." I dated a girl who went on to be a sort of alternative porn star. We were both 17 over 18, and she was really nice, and we got on really well, but she was almost too obsessed with sex even then. The second time we hung out, she gave me a BLO asterisk job in a graveyard. Like, it really couldn't get more emo. And yes, it really was that good. My college roommate and best friend became YouTube famous over the years. It has been really odd to watch it happen. I've been on trips with her, gone to conventions, seen fans cry over her, and cry over me, which is even odder, and it's a weird balance of totally normal and totally abnormal. When we go out to lunch, sometimes she'll get a fan or two that ask for a picture, but it has changed the way she views the world. Every time she leaves the house, it is stressful for her. She's always worried about how she's looking or acting. She's always been a sweet girl, so she really doesn't have much to worry about, but she stresses so much about being her best self to everyone she meets, because you never know who knows her and who doesn't. She's terrified of anyone having anything but a 100% positive experience with her. It can really wear on a person to not be able to let that go. And yes, YouTube famous may not be what Op had in mind, but I'm sure this applies elsewhere. The loss of anonymity is brought up often with celebrity, but I didn't really understand it till I saw her go through it myself.